and covert narcissistic behaviours. Overt are a little bit more obvious, although when we're naive to the behaviour, it's not that obvious to us. And covert is a little bit more underhand. And you can have a narcissist that leans more towards overt behaviours. These are usually a little bit more on the grandiose side. And you can have a narcissist that leans towards covert behaviours. And these are usually the fragile, the victim, the vulnerable narcissistic types. Or the communal narcissist, the compassionate narcissist, that will act like they are really sweet and they really care, and secretly they're sabotaging or they're exploiting to get their own needs met. When it comes to covert narcissistic individuals, they tend to use a lot of passive aggressive behaviour. They don't directly rage out at you, or they don't directly sabotage you. They go all out to do things such as falling silent on you, so you're not sure what you've done wrong to offend them or upset them, so you go chasing after them to try and make amends with them, and they enjoy that attention. And if they do snap and rage out at you, they'll blame you for being the one who wouldn't leave them alone. Yeah, if you leave them alone, they get the attention elsewhere and blame you for the one that wasn't giving them enough attention. They'll happily create an argument to fall silent on you to then go and impress somebody new. They will use deliberate procrastination to delay events, to stall a task. We are all more than capable of procrastination within our lives. However, more often than not, when you procrastinate, the only person you're negatively impacting is yourself. If you don't get the task done, it's still going to be waiting for you to crack on and do it. With a narcissist and their deliberate procrastination, they promise to do something for you and they fail to do it. Or when you've got a celebration to get to, they get up late. They go as slow as possible. They sit down and do nothing. They deliberately make you late. And then when you're all flustered, they'll calm down. What's wrong with you? What's your problem? You have, perhaps we shouldn't go. See, this is why I never want to go anywhere with you. So you end up believing that you're the problem because you take responsibility for your behaviour, whether it's your reactions or not. They use weaponized incompetence. So they will do things and they will do them badly, and they will do them badly on purpose so that you don't ask them to do it again. When we're starting something new, if we've got a natural talent, we can pick up on it a little bit quicker, a little bit easier. We can have that fluky first go at something. However, more often than not, we have to learn. And we do have different ways of doing things. People have different ways of doing things. I noticed, and it's not everyone, it's just a general thing. When women get dressed, they tend to put their top over their head first, and then they put their arms in. Whereas when boys and men get dressed, they tend to put their arms in and then the jumper over their head. Just not everyone. So we tend to do things differently. So you can complete a task in one way and someone else can complete it in another way. And there's nothing wrong with that. With a narcissist, they will deliberately avoid completing the task, or they will deliberately do it wrong so that you don't ask them to do it again. They will nitpick at you. They will be overly critical towards you. So they will ask you to do something, you do it for them, and then they come on like they're giving you that constructive feedback. It sounds that way, it seems that way, but it's not. It's just to nitpick constantly at you. And you can find yourself doing this with a narcissistic individual who's using that weaponized incompetence, who's purposefully doing things badly so that you don't ask them to do it. And then you end up nitpicking at them because you're like, yeah, but if you just did it like this. And as a whole, with people who are not narcissistic, sometimes we just have to stand back and let people do it how they want to do it. We can be judgmental. We can nitpick. Doesn't make us all narcissistic. With narcissists, it's that pattern of behaviour, it's who they are as a person. They will use a ton of sarcasm. People can naturally be sarcastic, especially when they're nervous or they're just trying to make other people happy in some way. Narcissistic individuals are sarcastic in a manner to humiliate you, to bring you crashing down, and then they can pass it off as, well, I was only joking. They can be overly dramatic when they ask you to do something and you don't do it to their liking. They can be overly dramatic. And on the flip side of that, with their projection, they can provoke you to react in a manner that's in proportion to how they provoked you, and then they tell you that you're overreacting. So you're like, am I overreacting? Is it me? Maybe it is me. Whereas with a narcissist, they don't ever think like that. They think, shoot, it's your fault. You made me do it. It's nothing to do with me. They will deliberately turn up late. They will make plans to purposefully run late, to slow you down, to sabotage you. A narcissist and their counter-parenting is a fine example of this. They will arrange to collect their children, and so that you can't make plans, they will deliberately turn up late for those children, or sometimes just not bother turning up at all. And with today's technology, there's no excuse to not inform someone and let them know. However, they'll not inform you. You've got a phone, message, ring. Oh, traffic was bad. I'm not allowed to use the phone while driving. They couldn't be bothered to pull over for 5 minutes. They couldn't message before they set off. They will deliberately run late, and then they expect you to be grateful that they showed up. If you're not grateful that they showed up, even though they showed up late, they get offended with you. However, when they want to be somewhere, you better be ready on time. Otherwise, they will happily just drive off without you. And even if you're ready a minute early, they'll turn up 5 minutes early, and because you weren't at the door, they're gone. People can naturally run late. You kind of get a sense for who somebody is and know that they're going to be late. You can sense when somebody is doing it on purpose. They will go all out to withhold important information that you need to know. Not information that's none of your business, information that you need to know. Some will have it under lock and key, and they'll accuse you of being nosy. What do you need to know that for? That's none of your business. It's a very frustrating deal with narcissistic individuals. They'll also use accidental forgetfulness. So to look good, they might promise to pick something up for you. No, don't worry, I'll go and get that prescription for you. Not a problem at all. And then when they turn home without it, and they said they were going because they're passing anyway, they turn up without it, and you go, oh, did you get that? Oh, you forgot to remind me. It's not a case of, oh, I knew there was something, sorry, I'll go back now. Or, oh, I ain't got time. Are you all right for tomorrow? And just, have a conversation about it. They just jump straight in on the defensive. Well, you're the one that forgot to remind me. Because to a narcissist, it's not their problem. It's your problem. So if the next time you remind them, they accuse you of treating them like a child. Yet, if you go and do it for yourself, they're then like, well, why didn't you ask me? You cannot win with a narcissistic individual. Whatever you do, they're going to twist it in some way, often so that they're the victim in the scenario and you're the problem. They will use subtle things such as sighs and eye rolls and tutting, walking off, singing and humming away to themselves. So you kind of know they're having that dig, but it's difficult to actually say something to them or call them out. And if you do call them out, they play the victim. I wasn't doing that. That's not what I meant. You're talking about yourself again, as they claim you're the one that's projecting on them when they're projecting onto you. There's lots of different covert passive aggressive behaviours that narcissistic people use. Any others that you notice please do add those into the comments for people reading through. Thank you very much to all the returning subscribers and your continued support with the channel. It's greatly appreciated. If you are new to the channel, I'm Elizabeth Shaw. This channel is all about narcissistic behaviour to give you more understanding of the people you might be dealing with within your life, how to handle yourself around those people if you cannot go no contact, and different methods to find what works for you to help you understand and overcome narcissistic and emotional abuse. If you do find the information helpful on the channel, please do subscribe. If you're looking for someone to speak to, I have partnered with BetterHelp and their sponsored link is in the video description. If you're looking for further information, I do have some online guides available. Those teachable links are also in the video description. And I also have several books out on Amazon, 15 Rules to Deal with Narcissistic People If You Cannot Go No Contact, How to Create Boundaries. It's a short book, but it's just to explain how to create boundaries around those who have no respect for your boundaries, and a Narcissist Handbook, which is the ultimate guide to understanding and overcoming narcissistic and emotional abuse. And they will also be in the description if you'd like to go and check them out. Go out there and create the day that you deserve, because you do deserve to have an amazing day. Bye.